welcome back to my video tutorials on Bukkit plugins. So today I'm just going to be continuing the one that I started last episode. The one I'm doing is just admin chat, so admins can talk to each other. So right now this is all we have. So now I'm actually going to be coding some of the actual plugin part. The first thing I want to do is register your listener. So you're first going to define that. You're going to say public listener, and we're just going to say chat listener equals new chat listener this. Okay, so listener's underlined because we need to import that. And chat listener is underlined because we do not have a class for that. So we're just going to come in and say create class. I just leave it everything how it is. So now we have everything we need almost for our listener. This is still underlined because we need to add the constructor. So we're just going to click that. I'm just going to start this up. I like changing this to just M. And now we're just going to define the main as the main class is the plugin. So just going to public main plugin. So it's just basically saying the main class is the plugin object. So now we're going to do this dot plugin equals M. Okay. So that fixes that. Now we're going to register the events for that. I'm just going to come in here and say this dot getServer dot get plugin manager dot register events. And now we're just going to say chat listener this. Okay, so that will now register events in this listener. So when something happens, it'll check this listener for that event. So now is when we actually do the event stuff. So to register an event, you do @event handler. That'll handle the event. That's red because it needs to be imported after we do this next line. So this next line is just public void, and you can name it whatever. I'm just going to name this PlayerChat. And you say PlayerChatEvent, because that is the event that it's referencing. So it's referencing the PlayerChatEvent. So we're just going to import that and import event handler. So now, here, wait, before we get started on this, let's add a command. Public boolean on command command sender command cmd string label or label, I think that's how. And string args. That is the basic constructor for your command. And it's underlined because it needs a return statement. So we're just going to return false. Okay. Next thing we need to do. Just going to run if statement to make sure the player has permissions, all that stuff. So, actually no, let's first define the player that's doing this. Equals null. This way, we can check if it's the console. So if p instance of player. That's just saying if P is actually player, P is equal to player sender. Else, this is just going to be like if the console sends it. That's what we'll do then. So that's what we're going to do when we run a command. Now what we need to do is add our command. So I'm just going to cut this out real quick while we add our command. So if cmd.getName dot equals ignore case. Oops. Okay. This basically says it doesn't matter if it's capitalized. So if it is equal to AdminChat, then you do the following code, and that's where we're going to put this. So then inside here, we're just going to say if p.hasPermission, and we're just going to do AdminChat.Chat. Then you're going to do the following code. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make an array list. So public array list string, because we're going to be storing the names. Admins equal to new array list string, just add the parentheses. We have to import array list. Okay. So now if they have permission, we're just going to put their name in the array list. So to do that, we're just going to say admins.add p.getName, or no, we're actually going to do display name, because that will be more specific than name. That's going to be just their exact login name. So after we do that, we're going to send the player message saying you're now chatting with all the admins. Yeah, so p.sendMessage chatColor.aqua. You can really do whatever chat color. I just like aqua because it's cool. So you have to import chat color, and we say that you are now talking to the admins. So if he isn't a player, what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna say p.sendMessage chat color red plus. This can only be run by a player. Yeah, oh yeah, that's one thing I have to do. Okay, p is equal to console command sender. I think. Bukkit. Or not sender, command sender. Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, never mind. Sender. That should fix that. Yeah, sender.sendMessage. This can only be run by a player. Let's just remove that we imported. So yeah, it can only be run by a player. Or what we can do, this is probably better, is we can say admins.add, we're just going to say console, because that's basically saying it's console. Okay. Let's just copy this over and change that to sender. Okay. Let's change this from null to sender. Sorry about that. No, never mind. Let's just delete that line. I think so if sender, yeah, there we go. Because that way it doesn't say, that way it just says if the sender is player. It's a lot easier that way. Okay, now that we've added them to the list, okay, we need to check if they're already in the list. That way we add a remove function. So if exclamation admins dot contains p.getDisplayName. So if it does not contain their name, add their name to the list. We're just going to do that same thing here. If exclamation admins.contains console. Okay, so there's that. And now if they're already in there, we're just going to do else admins.remove p.getDisplayName and p.sendMessage chat color .green plus you are no longer talking to the admins. That's just that confirmation message. I'm just going to copy these two lines over because I like copy and paste. And change that to console. Okay, now we have to register the chat. So when a player chats, PlayerEvent.getPlayer. Okay. Gotta import that because it's a different class. So now we're just gonna run if plugin.admins.contains p.getDisplayName. Then okay, so if in the main class the admin's array list contains their name, we are going to say string message equals event.getMessage. That's just saying whatever they're trying to send out, get that and name it message, basically. That's going to be the new object. And the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to cancel that. We're going to want to cancel the event. So we're going to say event.setCanceled true. That's going to make it so it does not send out to the rest of the players. I'm actually going to change this to raw message. Because all that gets is just the plain text they're trying to send, not like their name or everything. So now what we're going to do is set the layout for it. So we're just going to name this one message. Now we have to set up how we're going to do it. So we can, what I usually do is just keep like the default look and have the the greater or less than stuff. So we're going to do that first one, and we're going to do p.getDisplayName. Well, let's just do getName, because that'll get whatever they're usually called. So that adds the first sign there. Then we're going to add the second one with the space before it. Or, no, with the space after it. So leave space for the text, and now we're just going to say add the raw message, and that is the end of what they're sending, basically. Now what we're going to do is we're going to send it to all the other people that are admins. So you're just going to use a for each for this. So for player online plugin.getServer getOnlinePlayers. This is just going to get everyone online and basically name them players. So for every player, we're just going to name them online, because that, yeah, so if online.isOp online.sendMessage, and we're just going to send them a message. So that will send a message to all the ops that are online. And actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a little prefix, so it's like, you know, they actually know. Chat color dot light purple plus AdminChat. So that's just going to, that's going to help everyone know that they're admin. And next thing, actually, we're going to send the person trying to send the message, because if you cancel it, it actually does not send them the message. It just, with the for each, it only sends the ops. So if they're an op, which I'd assume they would be, so if you're just going to add the permission, like in the command, if you want this just to be for ops, you can use the permission. Otherwise, you can say if p.isOp. That's another check you can run. That way, if they have permission or if they're op. So we can run this for each, or I think what would actually be better for this is let's just keep it this way. That way it'll send it out to all the ops. Let me do something. Just gonna comment that out. Okay, if plugin .admins .contains online.getDisplayName, we're going to send it to them. That way it actually goes through and we're going to do both. Because that way, if they're in the array list and they're not necessarily op, then we'll do that. you know what, we'll run another check here. If online dot here, you know, if exclamation online dot is op. That way it's saying if they're not an op and they're in the array list, send them the message. And let's just copy this over. Here, wait, no. Yeah, so basically what that'll do is if the array list contains their name and they aren't an op, send it to them. Let's do something here. If plugin.admins.contains if exclamation contains online.getDisplayName, okay, if it does not contain their name and they are an op, send it to them. Because here what it's doing is it's saying if they're in the array list and they're not an op, send it to them. Yeah. Wait a second. Okay, I think I'm kind of doing some interesting stuff here. Okay, let's just move this over and say else. If. Because I was saying if they are, do this. If they aren't, do this. Okay, here's how we're going to do this. If they are in the list, we're going to send them the message. If they aren't in the list and they're an op, we're going to send them the message. That way, everyone in the list gets the message. Everyone out of the list that's an op gets the message. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking a little while ago, but there we go. Okay. I think all that's left to do now is test that. I will actually do that in a little while. Yeah, you know what? It should work. If it doesn't, just post in the comments. I'll post a fix video, and I'll get back to you on that. So yeah, just go ahead and test it out yourself. Yeah, if it doesn't work, I'll post a video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.